talk about the exam, medical board exam.
Hello viewers, welcome back to this channel. As most of you know, the USMLE Step 1 is now scored as pass or fail. Due to this new scoring change, doctors and students preparing for these exams wonder how they should approach these exams now. Today we are fortunate to have Dr. Sharma Rohan, who is one of the candidates that have first-hand experience with the new USMLE Step 1. He's going to share with us his experience. So please subscribe if you haven't, like and leave comments or questions at the comment section of this video, and he will be in the comment section to respond. Welcome, Doctor. Can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Myself, I am Dr. Rohan Sharma. I am a medical graduate from India, a country in Asia. So I have completed my graduation in year 2014. After that, since then, I was trying to give this exam, USMLE Step 1. But as soon as I cleared my graduation, I got selected in the surgical residency in India. So I took on the surgical residency in India, and I was a fan of surgical residency. So I didn't wanted to take an internal medicine in US. Okay. Getting into surgical residency in US is really difficult. So I got into the surgical residency. I completed my surgical residency in 2017, and soon after that, I got into the urology super specialty in my country. So again, I went on doing my urology residency. But since a long time, I have been having this thought in my mind to give a USMLE. So I see a few of my seniors who have done their urology residency in India, and after that, they have given their Step 1 examinations to go to US and do the fellowship. Okay. So my basic aim was to clear the USMLE Step 1, go to US for a fellowship.
Okay.
And
So when did you start preparing for the Step 1?
So I became super specialist in September 2021. Okay. And after that, it was a very big decision for me. So I took a break for approximately 10 to 15 days. And after that, when I finally decided to take on this giant, this USMLE Step 1, then since September 15, I have started my my studies. So approximately it took around 4 months of full dedicated study.
Okay. So what date did you take your test?
I took my examination of 27th January 2022. So it was the first day when this pass-fail system was applied.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what date did you receive your score?
I received my score on 9th February 2022. So it was approximately 12 days, within 12 days.
So you mentioned that you prepared for these exams in 4 months, right?
Yeah.
So what study resources did you use?
I have used first aid as my basic resource, and I have read everything from the first aid. And then I did UWorld. Approximately there are 3,000 questions in UWorld. So I have done each and every questions in the UWorld. And in between, I was facing a lot of difficulty in many difficult subjects like microbiology, neurology. So for that, I used boards and beyonds, and Amboss QBank, just for the difficult subjects.
Okay, and how many times did you go through the first aid?
Yeah, first aid, there is one pass that is sure you have to go it through once. And then I merged my UWorld concepts in the first aid only. Okay. So when I was going through the next time, I was only going through what I have written, the notes which I have written in my first aid.
Okay.
And all the difficult topics, easy topics I was skipping. Okay. Like I am a urologist, so nephrourology was quite easy for me. So I was skipping the easy part, but on the difficult part, I was focusing on the next pass.
Okay. So how did you do the UWorld? Was it time tutor? How many questions per day? How did you do it?
Yeah. So the first time I did my UWorld, it was tutor. It was not timed. Okay. So the first time I read the first aid subject like anatomy, and then I would read the anatomy from the first aid, and then I would go to the UWorld and solve the questions in the UWorld. Okay.
Okay.
But many a times I was facing a difficulty in tougher topics like microbiology.
Okay.
So in that case, you cannot finish the microbiology completely and then go and solve the U world. Okay. So I break down the
Mhm.
microbiology into gram positive bacteria.
Okay.
I would do gram positive bacteria from first aid, then go and solve all the gram positive questions from the U world. Then
Okay.
I will come to the gram negative bacteria, then go to U world. Then I'll come on fungi, then I'll go to U world. Then I will come on DNA viruses, then
Okay.
I will go to the U world. So this was my breakdown pattern
And
for the harder subjects.
how many times did you go through the UWorld?
So U world I went two times completely. First time it was tutor mode, but the next time it was random timed mode. Yeah.
Okay. And at what point did you take the UWorld assessment?
See, I have mentioned. Yeah. So the first time I took the first simulation form 45 days before the exam. So I scored approximately 210 in
Okay.
that. So within 2 months of preparation, I have scored 210. So I was actually above the passing score,
Yeah.
way above the passing score, and that was my aim. Okay. After that, by that time, I was approximately 70% done with the U World.
Okay.
Next time, when I was completely 100% done with the U World, so it was, I think, before 10 days. So before 10 days, I took the U World second
Okay.
simulation form. Yeah.
And what was the score?
So yeah, U World second score was 240.
Okay. And did you take
Yeah.
NBMEs?
Yeah, I also took NBMEs. I took three NBMEs. NBME 25, I took 30 day before. So my score was 235. NBME 27, I took 7 days before. So it was 240. And also I took NBME 30. It was, I think, 10 to 12 days before. His score was around 238 or something.
Okay. And they were all online NBMEs or offline?
All the NBMEs were online.
Okay. So
Yeah.
on the day before the test day, what did you do?
So before the test day, the test center was quite far away from my home. So I took a flight and I went there, and I had a hotel room. I went there, and I had uh, I had prepared few notes which I was uh, forgetting
Okay.
quite a bit. Okay, so I made sure that day before exam I am going to uh, revise that notes again and again. For example, these were like alpha and beta blockers, how they act, the
Mm.
G receptors. So these are the most common topics which we usually forget. So I had made the notes and I was going through the notes, but I was not taking any headaches, or I was not worried basically about that. And day before exam, I went to the center. It was on the walking distance. So I made sure I reach on time, and I asked everybody there that how much time it take for me to enter the examination center. So I was well prepared for that. And another thing, I slept at 9 p.m.
Okay.
So that was the very important thing. And have a healthy food one day before. That's the most important thing, because next day you have to undergo approximately 9 hours long test.
Yes.
And it is really hard. I have given many entrance exams, but they all ended within 3 hours. But this is the first exam which was 9 hours long, and I tell you, I was exhausted as anything. I never been so exhausted.
Yeah. So on the exam
Yeah.
day, did you find the exam difficult? Do you think the exams was difficult?
No, I don't know. I was expecting exam to be much harder, much tougher, as the comments I used to read on Reddit, YouTube, people sharing that the exam was very hard. But personally, I am saying that exam was not at all hard. It was easier for me. I don't know, but it was easier.
Was it
I
was
didn't feel it was hard.
was the exams like UWord or NBMs?
I would, it was more like a U world. The questions were very long.
Okay.
Stems were also long, but it was easier. They were asking the basic questions. They were not asking the tougher questions. So for me, the exam was quite easy.
Okay. So did you finish all the blocks in time?
Yeah, I was just remaining 1 to 2 minutes before I finished my blocks. I was not having any time to revise the wrong marked questions. Only in the one block, I remember that I saw all the questions which I have marked, but in I think 7 blocks, I was not able to recheck my marked questions. Every block, I was marking around 4 to 5 questions, and I was feeling quite confident in the 35 questions. So the exam was up to the time. It was not
Okay.
long, but it was not short. Yeah.
So which subject or system did you find more questions on?
Actually, UWorld and the NBMEs and USMLE examination system has already mentioned the percentage of systems. So the questions was asked according to the weightage only.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like they are mentioning that pathology questions are around 40%.
Okay.
So they were actually having they were quite stick to the pattern.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So after the exam, did you feel like you passed?
Yeah, I was pretty confident that I am going to pass this exam. And after coming out of the exam, I relaxed for 2 to 3 days and I purchased my step 2 U World subscription just before the results were arrived. So even I am an old graduate, but I was feeling pretty confident that I have cleared the exam. So I was not worried. Because this is the main thing, that once you come out of the exam, you should be confident. You should not be wasting your 15 days worrying about what result you are going to get. Okay, so this will save your 15 days and you can way ahead start your step 2 preparations before.
Yeah. So if you were to be given scores for the USMLE step 1, what score do you think you would have gotten, looking at how you did the exams?
I would say it would have been around 240 to 250.
Okay. Okay.
This was, yeah.
So if you were to start preparing for these exams again, what will you do differently?
I would like to tell your subscribers that first of all, you don't have to see the negative comments. There are lots of negative comments and lots of negative rumors which are spread across the social media. Mm-hmm. So if you have made your aim to go to USMLE, you should avoid these negative comments first. What I would have done differently, I have gone through the U World first pass in tutor mode. Okay. And when I was studying the explanations, I was only focusing on the correct explanations, right? And I was not completely reading the negative explanations or the wrong answers. So why these answers was wrong. So I had done this mistake. So if I go back in time, I would like to read all the wrong explanations.
Okay.
So with one question, I actually have a preparation of 5 questions, which I actually realized when I was going through the U World second time. So I actually corrected my mistake before, but it would have been better if I have done it from the first pass. So read the correct explanations, but also read the negative explanations as well as with the same focus. Another thing, if you feel some subject is difficult, you better break it down. Okay. Don't try to complete the whole microbiology in the first go. It would be a difficult and hard for you, and it will also build up negative thoughts inside your mind. So better, if you are feeling difficulty, you just break down the subject. It will be better for you. Yeah.
Okay. So do you think UWorld alone is enough for these exams?
No, I don't think UWorld is enough for this exam. I field first aid is must for there, and you have to do UWorld. These are must, and apart from that, you have to do board and beyonds. And I did Amboss Q Bank for the tougher questions. See, you have to understand that step one is not the end. The same concept, the same things are gonna repeat in the step two. So you are reading for step one, but you are also reading for the step two. So you, although step one has made easier, I don't know whether it was easier or not, but it has become pass and fail. But the same questions and the same concepts you have to go for, you need for step two CK. So if you skip this in step one, you definitely have to read it for step two CK. So why not read it before, right?
Yeah.
In step one only.
Okay, so Dr. Rohan, before we end, what final advice do you have for people preparing for this step one?
My one piece of advice is to stay away from the negative comments, and you don't self-doubt yourself. This is a very important exam, and this is not the only exam. Life has many more other exams also. So you don't have to stop here. Don't have to self-doubt yourself. You have to keep on growing and going through this hard and tough situation. Keep reading. Give yourself a dedication period. Don't jump in or book the exams if you don't have any dedication period, or if you have plans for anything else.
Okay.
You have to plan it very properly. You have to give your 100%. I won't say that it is an easy preparation. You have to do your hard work, but the main thing is you have to go through this phase. It is a tougher phase. Nobody will tell you that. Nobody is going to guide you or maybe help you. It is the only you who is going to help yourself.
Yeah.
You have to read everything, you have to do everything, and stay away from the negative comments. Talk to the seniors who have already cleared the USMLE step 1 exams. Stay in their guidance, stay in their touch throughout the examinations. And few of the students are taking this exam in their first year medical school. I would advise that you have to take it at the proper time. So you have to take it after the second year of your MBBS exam, so that you know the subject. You just don't blindly pass the exam. So that will be my advice.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Dr. Rohan, for sharing your
Yeah.
experience. It is going to
Yeah.
help the doctors preparing for this exam so much. Not everybody wants to share the experience like you have done. Thank you, and God and Allah bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And best of luck to all the subscribers, and best of luck for the step 1 exams.
Thank you.